Welcome back to the Sunshine State. If you're new here, my name's Clay. This channel is all about driving tours, new construction walkthroughs, and community tours just like this. You see this? Driving around, looking at nothing. Well, that's what we do here. Well, today we're in Davenport, Florida, and we're going to be checking out Estonia. Now we're checking out the Lennar community, but we're going to drive through the other phase that actually has a couple of other builders in there, and maybe I'll give you my insight on the builders and what they do well, and maybe even some stuff that I think that they don't do well, maybe some pros and cons here, but that's what we're focusing on. Two things before we get started: a way that you can contact me down below at all times. Reach out, love to help. We do it all the time. Makes me feel good inside, so I'm gonna continue to do this. Two is the main YouTube channel. That one we put a lot of effort in. It's a lot of, I'm not saying we don't put effort in this one, but that one has a lot of resources and money behind it. So I actually have a guy with a camera following me around, whereas this one I'm just driving you guys around, but it's all unscripted. So hey, you get to see what's going on. But either way, so we're on Ernie Caldwell, which is a road that actually takes you straight into Posner Park. This is a 4-lane road, right? If you're counting both sides. And it used to just be woods, and as you can see, it still is just kind of woods. But it still looks very nice. Not all of this land is sold. I wish I could take you guys out here. I gotta turn. There's a tortoise. They have these burrowing tortoises here in Florida, like in the woods. So there's no water around, at least this guy, and he's doing this little thing where he's just trying to find his way. You guys can't see him. But yeah, that's what you get. That's what we do here. This road takes you all the way into Posner Park, right? Posner Park is where you can go watch movies, you can go shopping, Target, Best Buy, Hobby Lobby. So you're maybe 10 minutes from Posner Park, like shopping and all of that stuff. 30 minutes to Disney, about maybe 45, 50 minutes to downtown, and maybe the same thing for the airport. And I'm saying maybe because I was just in a community 7 minutes away, and those are about the price point. Those are about the distances that we were. You can tell, man, it's only Tuesday. It's not even that deep into the week. Estonia, before we get in there, $150 for the year for HOA, and about $2,000 for the CDD. They have 40-foot wide lots or 50-foot wide lots. It's gonna be a tongue twister kind of a video here, but hey, that's just part of it. So we're gonna pull into the Lennar community, talk about that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, haven't been into the other phase where the other builders are, so we're gonna be in there just kind of going off the top of the head, and maybe I'll just tell you my experience with those builders while we explore that area. Why not, right? If you haven't found out already, I am an agent. I actually have a team of agents that cover like the Orlando and Tampa areas, believe it or not. We're pretty well spread out. And yeah, so the first thing I notice when I come in, a lot of green space, sidewalks that looks like it lines the entire community with grass on both sides. So it's not like really tight. What I like, there's a pond up front here. There's water on both sides. But as soon as you come in, you don't just see home, 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 home. You get this inviting green space, which is very nice. A lot of people that are moving to Florida, a lot of people that end up reaching out to us, they want that green space. Or they say, I don't want the cookie cutter feel. Well, first things first, you're gonna want your community to feel like that when you get inside. As soon as you drive in, how do you feel, right? If you see home, 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 sometimes you're gonna get that cookie cutter feel. So we're driving through, so only Lennar back in here, okay? So we're driving through an area that's been already somewhat built out, and then I'm gonna drive you by the lots and some of the homes that are a little further along in the process, or a little further out, I should say. So these homes right here, looks like these ones might be done here in about a month or so, maybe 2 months. They still have to lay the side. And then there's some people here, it looks like they've already moved into their homes here. So you got 1 2-story options in that mid 2,000 square foot range. The one thing that you get in Davenport is you get affordability. A lot of people might be like, hey, well, what does Davenport have to offer? And when I'm on the phone with somebody, they'll say, hey, what's the difference between a Davenport or a Claremont? And I'm like, well, Davenport, what Davenport does offer is affordability, not too far from Disney, right? And with that, you get a lot of short-term rental communities and short-term rental opportunities. This community does not allow short-term rental. A lot of communities will either decipher between the two. So you'll either get a community that's like, hey, this is all short-term rentals, resort style, Airbnbs, you cannot live here full time. And then you'll get a community like this that's like no short-term rental, no Airbnbs. You must, if you lease it out, it has to be 12 months minimum. So if you're worried about kind of intertwining the two, well, there you have it. A lot of communities specify between the two. That way, when you're in your community, you get to know your neighbors. You're not seeing different traffic come in and, a bunch of families with briefcases and luggage and getting in your way like all of these vehicles are right now. But yeah, this is what a construction site would look like here. So yeah, so that's what Davenport has to offer, to be completely honest with you. Shopping right up the road, like I said, maybe 10 minutes away. And then you got like a Publix that's 10 to 15 minutes away. And that's where here in Florida, we do all of our like grocery shopping. I shouldn't say we all do, but you still have Aldi's around. There's Walmart's around. You're not too far off. You're very close to Interstate I-4. So if you're somebody that needs to work in Orlando, or you like going to the theme parks and stuff, a community like this is perfect for you. If you're somebody that works in Orlando, I already said that, didn't I? If you're somebody that works near SeaWorld, you know who I'm doing this video for right now, then this community would be great for you. Lennar does a block home, and they do a wood frame on top. A question that you might have is that common? That's extremely common, especially here in Florida, okay? Now, maybe 1% of the builders will do a block on block. A D.R. Horton is somebody that does that. That doesn't mean the second story of your home is in jeopardy of being blown over by a hurricane or anything. No, all of this stuff passes code. You're totally fine. And actually, if you look, you can see that you get more options with the wood frame regarding the siding. If you see on the top, right, you get the hardy board siding or the plank look, whereas in DR, you get that block on block. You just get the straight stucco home. Some people love it, some people don't love it. We're not going to cut this video. We're going to drive straight across and take a look at the other builders, and I'll give you my input. Let's do that. But yeah, what do we do? I guess while we're waiting, so my main YouTube channel, right? Hopefully you guys check that out when we're done here. We get a lot of people that reach out to us looking to move to Florida, right? That are looking to make the move. And what we do is pretty much like this. We give you as much insight as we can on a specific area, the pros and cons of the area. We have great relationships with all of the builders. Every builder that I'm going to show you here, like, we've closed homes with all of them. So I can give you the good, the bad, the ugly about the entire process, and talk about like incentives. So like one thing that we do have with our relationships is we're updated on a regular basis with what's coming to the market. A lot of times we get to see things before they even hit the open market for the general public to see. We'll get calls from our reps like, hey, I have a deal that I think might be falling through. We can do this, that, and the third to sell it quicker. And usually we know first, and we'll be able to help you guys out, or whoever our client is. So it looks like we have D.R. Horton, Highland Homes, and Ryan Homes. If I were to rank those builders on quality, I would go Highland Homes, D.R. Horton, Ryan Homes. On quality, me personally, from experience, but that doesn't mean that may be the case for you. Highland Homes actually originated out of Lakeland, if you didn't know. So if any of you know Southern Homes and Highland Homes were actually the same company. They're both originated out of Lakeland, and then they kind of split up, and you have Highland Homes and now you have Southern Homes. Highland Homes does a good job. Local people, I like local builders because I feel like, I can't say that other builders don't take pride, but they have that little extra pride, right? Because it's home to them. So D.R. Horton is labeled as America's builder, closed a lot of homes with them. They have the building process to a T, right? They have it dialed in. They've sold more homes than either of those two builders. I'm gonna kind of confidently tell you that they sell a lot of homes, and they have it dialed into the T. So they do an inventory home where they choose the color, they choose the scheme, they choose the flooring, and they have like 5 to 6 packages per community, and they just kind of stamp those packages out. What that does is allow you to buy quickly, and it allows them to incentivize you to buy. They give you, look at this, you all are gonna see me do the wrong thing. So they, D.R. Horton, it's easy for them to incentivize you because they're putting out a bunch of homes at a time, and they're like, hey, a lot of times it's like $15,000, $20,000 of, you know, buy down your rate, cover your closing costs. Highland Homes usually very standardly covers your closing costs. And then Ryan Homes, as far as quality, I'm gonna put them, they're probably one of the more affordable builders, I would say. But quality, and I've had clients, you know, had some clients that had mixed feelings about Ryan's Homes, I should say, but they put out an affordable home. Okay, where are we at? We're 11 minutes into this thing. Comment down, but hit the thumbs up button. Really quickly, I know we didn't even drive all the way through this thing. If you want more of a detailed driving tour, let me know in the comments down below. I don't know what you all want, so let me know, reach out, call, text, email, doesn't matter. Would love to help you with that. Also, if you're somebody that needs help with the process, it costs you $0 to allow us to assist you with the process. If you see what I'm doing here for kind of the general public, I do this on a personal level when we accept a client, especially somebody that's out of state, out of town, that doesn't really know an area. So would love to assist you with that. If you already have a contract with the builder, I can't do anything about that. I can't just jump into the middle of that. I've had people reach out to me with the contract and they're like, hey, I've seen your video, I just want you to look over this contract with me. I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. So cost you $0. Reach out to us ahead of time. Would love to help you with that. Would love to stick around, but you know we have to ride. But if you're subscribed, we'll see each other again. So until next time,